moment that you claimed as now, that's gone. So the where you are now is a very fleeting process. Now, you can change where you are now, and you can change how you feel about where you're at now, and you can change about where you're going by simply changing your mind.
So this is the famous Steve Harvey you listen to every morning?
Yes. His preachers are quite different. You know, he uses metaphors to help people understand God's words. He's the reason why I have a closer relationship with God.
Looks like I've been replaced.
Nonsense. No one can replace you. No one can replace my own intuition, my own conscience.
That's very comforting. So let's get back to this session. Is there one preaching from Steve Harvey that truly stands out to you?
It's the one we were just listening to earlier, actually.
What was the overall idea of it?
He pretty much said your attitude determines your altitude.
Can you dive into it more?
When you learn to change your mind, you can change your world.
Clever man.
You see, you are what you think. So therefore, if you see nothing but good, then the world will react accordingly based on how you perceive it.
Yes, it is quite important to keep thinking positive, especially at a time like this.
Well, now of course there is the dark side of thinking. You know, the brain works differently when it's thinking negatively.
Like a disease?
Yes, it is like a disease. Well, to be more specific, it's like a cancer. It infects everything and it doesn't stop spreading. It weakens. It deadens. Like it affects how you perceive things. It affects your speech. Like everything about you will be affected without you even knowing it. It's the perfect sickness. The perfect parasite.
It's interesting how you see it. How does one overcome such thinking?
Well, if you look at it this way, you control what you think. No one is bounded by their own thoughts. No one is a slave of their own thoughts. It's not like you're wearing a machine that's bounded to you only.
You make it sound so easy to be in such an enlightened state of mind.
No, I never said it was easy. Like, you just have to be disciplined enough to think in such a positive manner on a daily basis. You see, it's truly up to you how you use your brain. You can either feed the positive side or the negative side. There's always two sides of the coin. People fail to remember that, and as a result, they defile their own way of thinking. They defile their own way of thinking.
They say that negative thinking affects your health, your immune system. Do you believe this?
Well, if I didn't, I wouldn't be wearing this hoodie trying to hide my physical appearance. You know, I'm self-conscious on what I look like underneath these clothes, you know. Guys, hope you all enjoyed that little segment there. So that was therapy session number 3, Defile, my latest latex mask design. Hope you all enjoyed that, because I know I did. I think doing videos like these is really awesome because you guys get a good backstory of the symbolism behind each of my masterpieces. And it's cool because since they're formatted in a therapy session, like you guys can actually get a good grasp of where the symbolism or the metaphor came from. It's really interesting how the metaphor, the symbolism of the mask itself, how it correlates with who I am as a person. And that's why I made the choice a long time ago to present my masks in a therapy session, kind of screenplay or whatever. So hope you all enjoyed that little segment. But anyways, yeah, so this is the part in every single mask video in which I show you guys what the mask looks like on an armature. So just use your imagination real quick and imagine this as your chest, your neck, and your head. So this is pretty much what the mask looks like once you're wearing it. Okay, and but yeah, let's go over this, shall we? So here is Defile, looking great. Remember, this is latex. This does not stretch at all. Okay, so this is a fairly rigid piece right here. So it's unlike silicone. It keeps its shape pretty well, but in sacrifice of that, you can't really stretch it. Okay, so that's actually something I want to talk about later on after this particular segment. I'm pretty much going to talk about and go over the disclaimers for this mask. Because I like to be honest with you guys with my work. I like to tell you guys the limitations of any particular mask that I do, because So you'll notice here that, like I said, this mask doesn't stretch, so I had to actually extend the cut just so I could fit it onto this armature. Okay, so this has a sizing disclaimer onto it, so this may not fit everyone. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, looks really great. I'm really proud of how this turned out. So really cool. And I also like how I used a variety of colors on this one. So that's the file. And I kind of also want to take the time to explain how the color itself too is part of the symbolism. The file, as you could probably tell and understand from that little therapy session, Defile is all about your mind, how you use it. Now, of course, if you use it the wrong way, if you're always a negative person, that negativity, which is this, this dead blue cancerous hue on both sides of the brain, notice how it travels everywhere. It's connected to these organic-like veins, which is connected to this machinery right here, which is connected to the mouth and the eyes. So notice how negativity affects you as a person as a whole. It affects how you see things. Notice how the eyes are a bit corrupted, they're really dead. It also affects your speech. The things that you say and do as a person also gets affected. So notice how the teeth are a bit dead too. They're quite rotten. I didn't use any bright colors because it defeats the symbolism of this particular design. Alright, so notice how I use color as a way to tell the story as well as to support the symbolism. Alright, so in fact the only alive thing here is this, like the middle part of the brain. This is actually like the positive thinking. You notice how there's not much left. Notice how it gets covered up by negativity. This cancerous blue color right here. So you see how, that's just of course everyone has their own way of seeing this particular design, but that's just my way of explaining it to you guys. And if you guys also look closely here, notice how the machine that this person was in, notice how it also leaks out black fluid. Alright, notice how he doesn't bleed out blood anymore. His blood is completely been washed out. It's been corrupted and dirtied up by the negative thoughts that he conjures up in his head. So notice how it's not red, like it's black, like it's very toxic, it's very cancerous, and that's my metaphor of how you think as a person if you're always negative. You know, negative thoughts are really toxic, they're cancerous, and that's pretty much what my interpretation of that. So that's pretty much what I intended in terms of the color. Everything correlates to each other right here. All the colors are unified into one unique style, and I can't believe I pulled it off. This is actually one of the most tricky. This is actually a pretty tricky mask to do a paint job for, because, you know, there's several pieces going on. You know, you got the brain, you got the helmet machine like thing on this person, so that has so this needs to be a different color. You know, you also got the organic elements as well. So there's a lot of things going on here, and I'm just proud that it looks like this. This is a really beautiful piece. This is actually one of the best masks I've made, in my opinion, and I just love it because I get better and better with what I do. So that's Defile. So hopefully you guys got a good grasp on the symbolism of this particular mask right here. Alright, so let's go over this one more time just so you guys see. So here's the front view, side view, the back, the other side view, and we're back to the front. And here's also a good look of the brain. And there you go, guys. So now let's move on to the next segment. Alright guys, so here we are in the final segment of this video. So I'm pretty much going to show you guys what the mask looks like hands-on. Okay, so this is pretty much without the armature. So I'm pretty much going to show you all the mask as if you guys were holding it in person. Alright, and I'm also going to go over the pricing info and other technical information. Alright, so here's Defile. You'll notice, like I said before, this is a latex mask design. This is a fairly rigid mask. It's not intended to be stretched or you know, bent in any other way. It has to maintain this particular shape most of the time. Okay, now whoever buys this particular piece, this mask, whoever buys this, you guys or whoever, you will need to find some sort of armature head or something to stuff this latex mask, just so that it doesn't, you know, flop around like that. Like, it has to have something inside it in order for it to keep its shape, and also to take care of it, have it on display, make it look badass, you know. So whoever owns this, you will need some sort of way to stuff it for it to keep its shape. Okay, so that's just a pro tip from me. All right, so, and also due to the fact that this mask is made out of latex, so similar to how I make my past latex skull masks, most of them are quite limited in terms of how you wear them, because first off, it's a latex mask. It doesn't stretch a lot like silicone, so to some extent it does have a limit on how you open it. All right, and also how you wear it. So one of the disclaimers for this particular piece right here is that this mask may not fit people with large size heads. All right, I'm just being honest with you guys, and if it does fit, it might be a bit too tight. So I will list the disclaimer, the disclaimers for this mask below in the description, just so you guys know. Okay, so you guys get a fair info on how this mask really is. Okay, so this is for whoever buys it, of course. So you'll notice that even though I made the slit a bit higher, it's still the way how you wear this is a bit limited. Like, it's still limited. That's just how it is. So again, the first disclaimer is that this may not fit everyone. Okay, that's just a warning. All right. Then the second disclaimer is that you'll notice that it doesn't have any nose holes. All right, and that wasn't really a mistake. I wanted this. I didn't really intend this particular mask to have any nose holes. So you could tell from the design right here, there's no any big holes in which I can cut from. Like, I didn't want that on there. So as a design choice, I didn't want this to have any nose holes. So, you know, that might bother some of you. So some of you don't really care if it doesn't have a nose hole. You know, like, it's based on personal preference. But I'm just here to tell you guys that it doesn't have a nose hole. Okay, so can you guys see that? No nose hole. So now let's go over to the inside of the mask. So the only thing that's in here, the two comfort foam right here, the purpose for these is so that your eyebrows aren't too in to the eye holes right here, because it does get uncomfortable. Without the comfort foam right there, these two right here, without these, your eyebrows and your upper eyelid will hit the eye holes of the mask, which will really be uncomfortable. Okay, so that's why I have these here. And but yeah, that's that. Notice how small the eye holes are right there. Can you guys see that? That's pretty much how big the eye holes are inside. Above all, I think that's it. Like, there's nothing really else to talk about. Now, since this is a latex mask, if you guys want to take care of it, remember, you just have to display it. It has to keep its intended shape, which is this right here. So figure out a way to stuff it, keep it in a nice place. If it does get dusty, then you guys can actually simply just brush it off. Now let's go over pricing, which is probably something you guys always want to know about my masks. Remember guys, everything you guys need to know about the mask, as even its own symbolism, is in the description below, okay? So you guys don't have to ask me, alright? It's always in the description, okay? So please be resourceful. Alright, I'm making this easy for you guys. So the price for this one will be $75 US, and the reason why I made it 75 is because it actually uses more latex than the average latex mask that I usually create. Alright, the average latex mask that I usually create is probably like up to here. Okay, like it's like half of this. So anything right here, that's how I usually make my latex masks. But this is actually, it's like a full head, just minus the neck. So this actually uses more latex, so that's why I'm charging $75 for this particular masterpiece right here. Now of course, shipping and handling. So shipping is $15 US domestic, okay, and $55 international overseas. Alright, so if you guys, again, if you guys have any questions on anything of this mask, just, you know, comment or send me a message or an email, and I'll respond to you guys as soon as I'm available. And above all else guys, thank you guys for taking the time to click on this video and actually watching it. Thank you guys for the support. I really can't thank you guys enough for the amount of support you guys have been giving me these past years. And for those of you who are a fan of my work since the beginning, based on what you're seeing right here, like this is a huge improvement from my recent, you know, latex masks. So it's always good to just keep creating masks because you can actually see your own growth. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Again, thank you guys for watching this. If you guys enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, favorite, and share this to your other friends. Maybe they'll enjoy it. Alright, so again, the links are in the description. Everything is in the description as always, even the symbolism for this mask. Please check out my website, in which you could find everything about me as an artist. That'll be www.juanfreakshowcaparas.com. And also, please show your support by liking my fan page. That'll be facebook.com/juanfreakshowcaparas. And if you guys have a Twitter, follow me. Why not? You guys will get exclusive updates on my art most of the time, daily, so you guys know exactly what I'm working on in the background, you know, behind the camera. That'll be twitter.com/evilsaw13. And also, I also got an Instagram, so follow me for awesome pictures of my work every now and then. That'll be instagram.com/theartofjuancaparas. And again, the links are in the description. Alright guys, so thank you guys for the support. I can't thank you guys enough for the amount of support you guys have been giving me, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.